Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Good morning. I know no one is on here, but that's okay. If you watch the replay, definitely put in the comments replay. You are in my craft room. It's kind of a mess right now, but that's okay. I wanted to do this live today because I got a comment in my comments about someone starting a YouTube channel, and I guess maybe they're feeling a little bit discouraged. And that got me thinking about one of my passions, which is starting a business from home, or your homestead. What can you do to bring in a little bit of extra income for your family, especially in times like this? Um, so I just wanted to encourage whoever it was that left that comment. I'm so sorry. I probably should have written the name down, to just keep going. Uh, my business, for me, I wanted it to be really personal and share what I was doing at home and share it with people. And if it came to something, then great. Um, and I know that there are a lot of people who have many talents, who are very talented, but don't know that they can do something else with it. And I want to encourage you today to do that. Sorry, it's still kind of early as far as coffee. I haven't had it. And I always get nervous with lives. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I know I cannot edit myself in the lives. But so let me just encourage you with this. I have friends that have their homesteads, and they're teaching out of their homestead. I know a friend of mine, she does a lot of sourdough classes, how to get it started. Um, she has like seedling classes and, planting. Those are things that you wouldn't think people would really want to learn about, but they actually really do. Sometimes it's easier for people to go to somebody who's had the experience and learn from them. Not everybody has the time to do all the research. They rather go to somebody who's already done all that work and learn from them. I know this because I've taught canning classes, and for me, I would never think, especially in the community that I live in, that anybody would really want to learn how to can. And they do, and they appreciate it so much. They would just rather come and be in a space and personally ask you the question. Plus, for some of these people, it's a time that they can get away and just go do something and be with other people and get to know other people and where they came from. And that's always really nice to see them making friends amongst themselves. Um, so you definitely have things to offer. If you want to even have like a bed and breakfast at your house, and kind of show what it's like to homestead, what it's like to have cows calving, answering questions about cows, giving a tour of where you live, saying the story of your family. You'd be really surprised how many people would love to pick your brain about what you think is just everyday, simple, what you do all the time, and you think nobody wants to know about it. That's not true. People want to know. And you just kind of have to put yourself out there a little bit and trust that if this is what you really want to do, that people will come. I will say though that it takes time, and starting a business from your homestead can look different for everybody. I'm not sure where to look on this camera, so I'm just going to look straight forward. I keep looking over here, but I'm just going to look straight forward. So it looks different for everyone. There's a woman that I met in a conference where she started her own like skincare product with working with tallow, and she started her business that way, and she had ups and downs with the business, but and they've been able to sort of find their stride in the business, and it's doing really well. So there's, but you know, they put themselves out there. Let's take a sip of my coffee. So I just really want to encourage you to think about that. And even sewing classes, if you're into that, crochet classes. I know there are people, I'm not kidding you, people will pay. I've paid for my daughter to have sewing classes, and then it just took off for me. You know, and it obviously took off for her, but then with seeing her thrive in it, it made me want to do it. And we were willing to pay for that knowledge. So don't doubt yourself that people may not want to get involved, because they really do. You don't know until you don't try. You got to put your feelers out there. If I know someone who owns a quail business, and you know, it's tough. They have a small hatchery, but they've worked really hard at it. And you would think, who would want to really know about quail? But there's a lot of people out there who are looking for alternatives to chickens, and they've been able to make a pretty good business from that. So let me encourage you that whatever skills that you have, people are definitely going to want to know about it. You don't know until you try. Now, as far as the YouTube, because someone had asked me a question, or someone had made a comment about YouTube, and that's a journey in itself. But let me just be very, very honest with you when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, okay? When I first started, I knew that it was something that I could do from home. I knew that I wanted to stay at home with my daughter to homeschool. I also knew that from all the research that I did, that it was going to take a lot of time and a lot of patience, because there are certain monetization rules for YouTube. In order for you to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch time hours. We are talking hours, not minutes. So you have to be willing to put in all the work up front before you can even get the approval to apply for the YouTube partnership program. So once you've reached that goal that YouTube sets for you, because YouTube wants to know that you're earning it, that you've earned their platform, then you can actually apply for monetization. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get approved. Most likely you would. But then at that point you can apply. I don't want to say this to discourage you if that's the route that you want to go, because if you truly feel like that's your route, then definitely do it. So I knew that because of that goal, getting monetized is a case-by-case basis. Some people get monetized in 4 years. Some people get I would say 4 months. Some people get monetized in 2 years. It could be 4 years for some. It just depends. It is a case-by-case basis. For me, it took a little over a year. So you have to realize that if you are going to start a YouTube channel, that it isn't instantaneous. It's not something that happens overnight for most people, unless they happen to be the unicorns of YouTube. So there's just a reality with that. And I was okay with that, because I was doing what I loved, and I knew there was going to be patience with it. And I just was doing what I loved. And if something came of it, great. That was like the ultimate goal, but I was more happy with being able to just share. I needed an outlet to be able to share with people. And it was just wonderful being able to build an audience. That is like the best thing about it, is being able to build an audience and interact with people and just share that. And just being so happy about that. And that's the other thing too, is that I encourage people, whatever business you're going to start, make sure you're doing it because you're passionate about it, because you love it. If it's just for money purposes, then I would strongly hesitate to start a business based on that. You have got to love what you are doing. You've got to love what you're teaching. Um, People have to see that passion. That's where that inspiration comes from. That's how they're going to leave your space and just be encouraged and influenced to want to continue to, or to want to start in that journey as well. So and also because of the whole money thing, that takes time to start even bringing in little bits. So if you're starting it, based on just money purposes, I could say that you would probably be a little bit disappointed, because that stuff comes later. It takes time. So it's really important for you to be able to make sure and do some self-searching that you were starting this, yes, for an ultimate goal to help provide for your family, but because you're passionate about it and that you love it and that this is really what you want to do, and you're willing to put in all the work that you have to have a successful ending. It's nice for, me to say, oh, I have so many subscribers or so many likes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, that's great and all, but are you happy with the job? Are you happy with the content that you're putting out? Can you walk away and say that this is what I know that I should be doing? There's integrity in it, that you can walk away feeling really good about what you did, that you were honest about it, that you've worked hard, you've done some research, whether you are online, whether you are people visually see you, whether you are doing classes. You really want to make sure that what you're doing is helpful to the other person as well, and that you're doing it with integrity. So that's my encouragement to starting businesses, and just the reality of it. Also, when this person made a comment, they were worried about, well, I wouldn't say they were worried, but you kind of get caught up sometimes in what other people have and what other people are doing. It's a natural thing. For me, I've gotten caught up in it here and there. It's it's just, it comes with the territory, and you have to constantly check yourself and remind yourself with where you're at. So with that, let me encourage you to start a business with where you're at. Okay? Make it work. Do not worry yourself with what other people are doing or with what other people have. You know what you have to work with. You know what you have done and what you're capable of. And you may not know what you're capable of, but that confidence will come. So let me encourage you to just start where you're at. When I started YouTube, I thought I had to get all of this equipment, all of this expensive gear. And I was like, you know what? I just cannot do that. I'm just going to use a tripod and an iPhone, because I knew that that is just what worked for me. And I had to get out of my mind what other people had in their equipment. I had to get out of my mind the acres and acres of what people had. I had to get out of my mind that other women who were on the homestead had husbands that fix things, and they're driving their tractors, and they're helping and they're on the YouTube channel. Well, my husband works lot, a lot outside of the home. He does not have time to get on the channel. He encourages me and loves what I'm doing, and it complements our home, and he's very happy that we can do this. And he is the main supporter of this. I would not be able to do this channel if it weren't for him. So I would look at sometimes channels and like, oh, I wish I could do, but you can't get caught up in that space of what other people are doing. God has given you everything that you need to be able to start your business no matter where you have. It's not about what other people have. So let me just continually encourage you to just stay focused on what you have, the knowledge that you have, and what you can do, because you really can do this. And it'll help you stay focused on your goals too, where it's just like you don't have the brain space to be worried about what other people have, what other people are doing. Have the brain space to be focused on what you are doing. And that could be really hard sometimes. I know this. I have struggled with it rather publicly. It's, not my brightest moments, on my YouTube channel, but I have learned, and you will evolve. And when I say this, I don't mean for just YouTube. I mean this for all your whatever business that you're going to be in. But starting a business takes time. You have to allow yourself to make mistakes and have failures in order for you to grow. So they really aren't failures. They're just really a way of being able to learn and grow from that. You need to be able to fall, to learn, and to make things, to sort of in fashion things to make it better. I'm sorry for lack of better words. I so wish I had a better vocabulary. And that's another thing too. When you see people doing a business, whether it's on screen or off screen, you can have people that you admire, but also be very careful with that. Always make sure to never idolize that person. You can admire them and have role models for that, but never sort of make an idol out of those people. Those people have problems too. They've hit roadblocks in their businesses as well. Just if you're going to play the game of comparison in any way, if you're going to go that route, just make sure that you find every reason where you come out on top with what you want to do. My best suggestion is just not even to go that route. I really hope I'm making sense with this video, because I want to just encourage you to work with what you have, okay? You are very talented. You can start a small business. It's not easy by all means. You have to work really hard. I know that on YouTube, I had to put all of my time and energy and research. I was waking up at 5 a.m. just to make sure that I was studying for about 2 hours before I even really ventured into this. And then you're working for free. You are working for free in the YouTube world before you even get monetized. And then when you get monetized, don't think that money is like rolling in. YouTube does not work like that. People think that they're going to get super rich immediately or something. It doesn't work like that. YouTube is a slippery slope. It's inconsistent. That's what it is. You never know from what month to month you're going to bring in. You just don't. Well, by seeing, but it's different every month. You get like this an average of what you can make, and that average could increase or it could decrease. So it's you have to continually put in the work. No, sweet girl, I don't want you in the video. I know. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Never mind. Okay, can you close the door, sweetheart? Yeah. I'll be up really soon. Oh wait, Mommy. Yes, sweet girl. Should I take Daphne out? No, I'll be up in a minute. I'll help you. Sorry, I have to go here. So what I'm saying is, it's any business. You're going to sort of put in money to make money, that really is true. But I know that if you do it with all your passion, with um, consistency, and this goes for any platform, again, whether it's on screen or off screen, and you keep advertising, people will come, word of mouth happens, um, and eventually it will help. So I just want to really encourage you with all that, and I hope that this has helped. Oh, I so wish that people were on here so I could answer some of your canning questions. I do try with the comments. I try to like as much as I can. I am busy here, and I also, I don't know, when it comes to the comments, I just want to be careful with what I say. But I'm more of a kind of the YouTuber that likes. So I'm sorry if I don't write back as often, but I definitely wanted to do this video to help anybody who was thinking about going that route in any way. Definitely, if you're thinking about it, definitely do it. Go for it. You don't know until you don't try. And I've known people who have really had some lows, and I mean some low points in their business where they're like, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's just not working out. I have had that in my channel, in just my channel. Um, but if you love it and you're passionate, you'll keep going. Just stay genuine to yourself and what you love, and that will hopefully radiate through what your work and what you're doing or through the screen. Anyway, guys, I really hope that you've enjoyed this. I have a couple things coming up in the channel that I'm super excited to share with you, but I can't really talk about it right now. I got to be really tight-lipped about it. So anyway, take care. God bless. And take care of yourselves. Let me know in the comments what you think.